Hi guys, and welcome back to this masterclass series all about Lightroom Classic. And today is episode 3, HSL panel. Today we're going to be focused on everything that you need to know about the hue, saturation, and luminance sliders found within Lightroom Classic, a great way of color grading your photos. And I'm going to start right now. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to this masterclass series, and this is episode 3, all about Lightroom Classic. Episode 1, we went over the basics panel. Episode 2, we went over the tone curve, really helpful tool there. Episode 3, we're going over HSL, or hue, saturation, and the luminance sliders. Episode 4, we're going over the color grading panel, and then lastly, in episode 5, we're going to be going over calibration. Now, HSL, or hue, saturation, and luminance, is an incredibly powerful tool when it comes to color grading, and really the fundamental way of controlling color. Hue is obviously the type of color, saturation is the intensity of that color, and then luminance is the brightness or the tone of that color. And learning all three of these fundamentals are really important when it comes to color grading or adapting and changing the colors within your photo. It all starts at HSL. To be honest, in my opinion, the most powerful way of color grading. So this is going to be a fairly long video, so what you can do is skip to the timestamps you've got available here on the left-hand side to skip to the part that will help you out most. But let's start off at the very basics. Let's go ahead, jump into Lightroom Classic and work out what does the HSL sliders actually do to your photo. Right guys, so the very first thing you want to do is just simply go ahead and open up Lightroom Classic. Now, we're going to be working on 2 assets today. The first asset is show you basically how the hue, saturation, and luminance slider work and how it impacts color. And then the second way is going to be showing you how you can actually use it in a practical way by creating a color grading effect. Now, you could go ahead, jump into Lightroom and just mess around with the sliders. You can end up with quite a good result, but if you don't know how you've done it, you're not going to be able to replicate it again. So today, we're just going to be focusing on how you can use this slider in a professional workflow. So what we're going to do is open up Lightroom Classic, go ahead to your first photo, which is mine, is going to be this asset, and we're going to go over to the develop panel. Then on the right hand side, you want to go to where you can see it says HSL color and click on the drop down. Now, HSL color works by working on changing the 3 fundamental things that color is: color, saturation, and then luminance. Now, hue is the type of color. So red is a hue, blue is a hue, green is a hue. Then you've got saturation. Now, saturation is the intensity of that color. So gray is 0% intensity, and then very intense color is 100% very saturated. Then you've got luminance, or also known as brightness. That is how much white and how much dark is found within that particular hue. 100% white is obviously 100%. 0% white is black. And it's the three of these basically changes or fundamentally changes what that color is. And that is what the HSL color takes advantage of. Now, this is the asset that we're going to be working on. Now, what we've done is I've basically put a color wheel with our 3 primary colors. So we've got red, green, and blue, and then we've got our secondary colors here as well, which we've got yellow, magenta, and cyan. You can see they are opposites, so we're also working off a complementary color scheme here. Now, inside the drop down here, we've got 3 selections. So we've got your hue selection, you've got your saturation, and then you've got your luminance. Now, if you click all, basically it brings all of that information here so you can see them all at the same time, but I like working on them individually. Now, you've got 8 color bands. You've got red, orange, yellow, green, aqua, blue, purple, and magenta. Now, let's go off hue first. Now, like I was saying, hue is the type of color, so what that color is. Now, what it does, it doesn't fundamentally change the color, but it adapts it. So what we've got is inside hue, we've got our red channel. So let's go off our red channel. Now we've got red here, we've also got red here, and inside our color wheel, you can see we've got red. Now red is a tonal range. So red has basically selected a small pie section of our color wheel here. Now what we can do is take that slider over to the right. Now what that will do is it will introduce more and more orange into that red. Now, as you can see in our red, green, and blue, that red is now definitely orange, and you can see that here. And you can see how it's worked with inside the color wheel. So what it's done is it's taken that yellow that was here and kind of pushed it and merged it and blended it into that red. Then you can see where that magenta line is, it's very, very harsh. So you can see it's really affected that color wheel. Now what we can do is take that red slider again, and what we'll do is we'll slide it over to the left-hand side this time, and you can see it does the exact opposite. So what it does is it takes those oranges, squishes them, and creates this more magenta color that you can now see in the red. And as you can see now, the magenta's got a lot more tonal range to it. So there's a lot more range to that purple and magenta that originally wasn't there. Now what we can do is do that to any slider you want. So let's go just to green here. Now we've got green is this section of our color wheel as well as one of our primary colors. So what we can do is go to green and drag that over to the right. And what that will do is it will introduce it, make it more teal. So you can see that now cyan and green are very more close together. And as you can see, it's stretched that section within our color wheel, but also crunched that area where you can see it's yellow. And you can see it's also affected the yellow as well. So it's squished all of those colors together in the yellow, but elongated those sections that you can see in the cyan and kind of green area. Now, obviously, we're going to the extremes here. We're going all the way from 100% all the way to minus 100%. And as you can see, it does exactly the same thing. Adds a lot more yellow. So now the yellows are almost identical. So instead of it being red, green, and blue, you've also got red, yellow, and blue. You can see here. And as you can see, we've got 8 color bands. Now you can do this to any color band, but that is just what it does with the hue. Let's go ahead and change it to saturation. So let's go from hue to saturation. Now, saturation doesn't impact the type of color, it impacts the intensity of that color. So let's go to that red. What we can do is reduce the amount of red found within the reds. And as you can see, basically it makes it grey. And as you can see in the colour wheel, we've basically removed all red that you can see. We've still got magenta, we've still got yellow, but all that red has completely disappeared. And again, what we can do is do the same. So instead of doing it to, let's do it to purple this time. Let's go to that purple and remove that completely. As you can see, because purple, some blue is found in purple, it's removed it there. But look at that magenta, almost completely disappeared. And you can see it's affected a large section of that pie there. So that colour wheel has definitely been impacted on one side other than the other. But all the other colours are completely fine because there is no purple and green and there is no purple and yellow. So as you can see, those colors are completely fine. So that's what it does with saturation. Obviously, if you increase it as well, as you can see, those particular colors become a lot more intense. And then we've got luminance, and luminance is obviously the brightness of that color, or it can also be how much black or how much white is found within that particular tonal range. So what we can do is go to red here. We can increase the amount of white found in the red. And as you can see, it's brightened it up. You've added more white to that section without affecting the rest of the color wheel. And we could do, make it darker, make it almost black. And as you can see, we've got this section here, this almost cut out, which is completely black. So that is basically what it does to color. But obviously no one edits a pie chart or no one edits these colors here. So let's go ahead and use it practically in a photo. So let's go ahead over to photo 2. Now, of course, if you want to go ahead and use this photo as an example for color grading, go ahead to the link in the description. I've got a link that will take you so you can go ahead and download it and follow me along if you want to. Let's go ahead and jump back to hue. Now, obviously, we've got this lovely sunset here. We've got some blues, we've got some purple, magentas, we've also got some red. So they're the colors that we're going to be impacting in this case. Now, I want to take it from this kind of purple and I want to make it a bit more orange because at the moment it looks like sunrise, I suppose you could say. Let's make it a little bit more like sunset. And we can do this using the HSL sliders. So let's go ahead, take it from our, let's go for purple first, and let's go ahead and slide that over to the right. And what we're doing is we're introducing more red to the purples. Then we've got our magenta. Let's go ahead and do the same thing again. So let's take that. Let's go ahead, go to the magenta slider and take that over to the right as well. As you can see, we're introducing more red. Then what we can do is go to our red slider and let's go ahead and take that over to the right as well. What we're doing is doing that, we're taking those reds that were in the photo and now changing them into orange. And what we could do is take the orange, we want to make more yellow, so let's take those oranges over to the right hand side. And as you can see, we're introducing more yellow into the photo. So we're selecting that specific part or color range that we've got, and then we're adapting it. And that's what the hue does to color. You can take one color and convert it into another color using the hue sliders. And again, we can do the same with saturation. Obviously, if we want to, let's say, remove saturation of the blues. So we go to the blues here, we'll remove that, make it almost an analogous color scheme, where basically it means all the colors are found within a section or a certain part of our range. If you want to learn more about analogous color schemes or split toning or anything like that, go ahead to my masterclass tutorial of All Got About Color. It goes way more in depth than we're going to today, but today we're just focusing on obviously HSB, which is part of color. But if you want to learn everything there is to know about color, go ahead to the link in the description. I've got that masterclass there. And then what we can do is go for the aquas and reduce that down like so. So what we're doing is we're removing basically all the color that you can see apart from the colors that we have changed. Now, what I can do is if you go to this little toggle switch here, this shows you the before and after. So I'll show you the before, which you can see very purple, and then I show you the after. Now, sometimes you don't know what color is what. Is it red or is it magenta? Sometimes the difference can be so minute, you might not be able to tell it via your eyes. But luckily, Lightroom Classic has a way of automatically creating effects for you using the HSL sliders. Now, it's actually a hidden feature because it's very difficult to see, but you see this tiny little button here? This is our adjust saturation by dragging point. So we go ahead and click that. What it will do is when you hover over any part of the photo, you can see, if you go ahead and zoom in, you can see it's actually selecting what tonal band is found within what area. So let's say we wanted to know what this color was. Now, as you can see, it's predominantly found within the magenta tones. So if you click and drag downwards, you reduce color. If you click and drag upwards, as you can see, that is an automatic slider. Now, it's not that handy when using it for saturation, but it's incredibly handy when you're using it for hue. So you can go ahead and select any part of the photo. So let's say we want to know what color this is. As you can see, it's selected our blues. So if we reduce that down, you can see it's changing those colors automatically for us by dragging it up and by dragging it down. So if you're a bit confused of what color is what, you can go ahead and use this basically drag slider to basically create more of an automatic effect. So it will automatically work out what color is it, and then it will allow you to basically drag up and drag down and basically convert it into what color that you want. It's really helpful. Now, obviously, you want to make sure you deselect it, and then you can go ahead and zoom in, make sure you're really happy with the results. And then basically you can see the before and after. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the HSL, and basically the before and the after. And as you can see, it's a great way of color grading your photos. Now, I've only scratched the surface really of what you can do with it. What I recommend doing is just trialing it out with different types of photos. Finding a photo that's quite blue, and maybe you can adapt the colors, maybe add more yellow into it, or maybe add more magenta into it. You can basically go absolutely crazy with this particular effect. But what's great about HSL is you can basically fundamentally change each part of color. You can change the type of color, the intensity of that color, and also the brightness of that color as well. Brilliant, and there we go, guys. So there is my masterclass tutorial all about HSL. And of course, if you want to learn any more about Lightroom Classic, go ahead and watch either my previous videos, so episode 1 or 2, all about the tone curve and the basics panel, or go ahead and stay subscribed. Or if you're a new subscriber, make sure to hit that subscribe button for the future videos we'll be releasing. So all about the color grading, also about calibration as well. Don't miss the calibration one because it's a really important one, I think. Again, guys, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, it really does help me out. And if you're interested in video, I've got a brand new channel on YouTube called Video Fever, which I'll go over Premiere Pro tutorials as well as video tips and tricks. So if you are interested in video or you wanted to get into video, go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel as well. Again, guys, I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys next time.